Another cheap Chinese RC car, and the appearance totally doesn't appeal to me and the name is just awful. But against all odds, this is a pretty good car. Let me show you that. The first thing I want to show you guys is this. So this is a brushless motor and that's a good thing. Another thing, just look over here. We've got a very big circuit sitting over there and this is for controlling all the lights. So we've got 1 million of lights inside there and I really like that. Another thing, we've got some magnets. So this is a clipless body system and it pops open like this and I really like that. And underneath here guys, we've got some metal drive shaft as well. So like I mentioned, so if you look at this car, you know, appearance wise it's not the most handsome one, but feature wise this is fully packed and I really like that. Inside the box you will find the car, the transmitter, we've got some instructions, we've got some tools, a USB-C charging cable and we've got a 2S LiPo battery. So this is a 600 milliamp LiPo battery and there's no separate charger included because we've got a charge circuit sitting in here. So I'm not a very big fan of those types of battery because you cannot change it for another one. I would like to have seen a LiPo battery with for example a JST connector because I've got loads of those and I don't have got any more spares of these. So that's a bit of a downside, but it is what it is. So let's have a closer look at the transmitter. The transmitter runs on 4 AA's, which you need to supply of your own. But one thing which is pretty annoying, we've got a little screw sitting right over there to hold the battery lid and I really don't like that. But the build quality feels very sturdy, so the control feels a bit crunchy, the steering wheel. But we have got a foam wheel and I really like that. So the throttle feels all okay, it's capable of 1-inch steering and we've got a couple of buttons. So obviously the on-off switch sitting right over there. We've got some trim buttons and we've got a couple of light buttons and some dip switches, and this is probably for the drag brake or something like that, but we will find out in a bit. So let's have a detailed look at the car now. And here is the car guys, like I mentioned, appearance wise this isn't my favorite, but there is a very good reason why I chose this one and that's because all of the features inside this car. So there are 2 versions available, so this is the yellow one and there's also a blue one. Appearance wise I really like the blue one, but I didn't choose that one because the blue one has got a brushed motor and this one has got a brushless motor. And you know, I really like brushless motors, so therefore I chose the yellow one. So there are a lot of things going on there, we've got 1 million of details, you know, we've got some hatches, some door handles, mirrors, even a roof rack, you know, and we've got 1 million of lights inside this car. So we've got some headlights, we've got a light bar sitting right over there, we've got a light bar on the top of the car, we've got tail lights, and inside this box we've got 1 million of LEDs as well, but I will show you that in a bit. So underneath the car you will find some metal drive shaft. I'm not sure if this one has got metal gears, but I assume it has. We've got ball bearings inside this car as well, and it's an axle mounted servo. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm always a big fan of axle mounted servos because in my opinion you will have more controls with small cars like these. So yeah, I really like that. The tires are a bit stiff in my opinion. I would like to have seen a more softer compound, but it is what it is. And another thing I wanted to show you, we even got a driver sitting inside there. Do you see him guys? You know, all those small details, I always like that. So if we lift up the body, then you can see all the magic. Like I mentioned before, we've got a clipless body system and that's a very good feature obviously. We've got a very big circuitry sitting right over there and this is to control all the lights. I will show you that in a bit. And we've got a brushless motor sitting right over there. And obviously the 2-in-1 receiver ESC combination with a big capacitor. So yeah, I'm looking forward to driving this car as well. So let's throw in the batteries and show you all the features. When you turn on the car, the first thing you will notice are all the lights, guys. Just look at it. We've got 1 million of lights and this thing really looks like a Christmas tree. And just look over here, guys. We've got some LED signing thing over there and I really like that funny thing. So, you know, you like it or you don't, you know, but I think it's a pretty, funny thing that they have added that. So when you go left or right, you know, the tail lights will go into the flashing mode and you will see the little arrow on the display right over there. So I think it's funny that they created that. So the roof bar, you can select some different color. So these are the front lights, so you can do the flashing part off or on. And the roof bar, you can choose a lot of different colors and animation things. So that's all up to you which one you would like to use. So throttle wise, you know, like I mentioned, this one has got a brushless motor. So when you go very slowly on the throttle, you can barely see the wheels moving. So you'll have a lot of control inside this car, and I really like that. So full throttle, it's not the fastest, and it looks a bit lacking of throttle punch. Yeah, do you see it? You know, the startup isn't really fast, but I think that we will have loads of control with this car. Yeah, so it's driving currently, as you can see. So the brushless motor really does a very good job. So steering wise, the steering surface got plenty of speed, and power wise, we've got plenty of power as well. So until now, all the electronics looks pretty promising. So for now, let's take it outside and let's see how this car performs. So guys, we're outside at the test course, and this is the first obstacle that we're going to do. So if a small RC car is any good, it should make it all the way up this big boulder. So let's see how this car performs. So throttle wise, you know, this one has got a brushless motor, so we shouldn't have got any issues with controlling the throttle. But yeah, this car has got a lot of accessories, so maybe it's a bit heavy. But until now, it's working its way up there, and it did this one. So let's go to the next one. Here we have another very tricky incline, so let's see how this car performs. So I think at the very steep angles, you know, that this car will struggle a little bit because of all the accessories, and we've got already one wheel in the air, but can we clear this one? So I'm throttling up now, but I really have to put in some more throttle, otherwise, tipped over. Let's try that again. Second attempt, guys, so let's see if we can get up this big boulder right over here. So this is the most tricky part. We've got some ditches sitting right over there. So one wheel in the air again, and yeah, throttle is, tipped over again. You know, let's try it one more time. So if it can't make it this time, let's find a bit of a different line. But, you know, then I'm a bit disappointed. But, yeah, oh no, it's going to tip again. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. Sorry, I must try it again, guys. I really had high hopes for this car, you know, with the brushless motor, you know, all the ball bearings inside there and all the very goodies. But, you know, the weight in the front, at the rear and on the top of the car doesn't really help with the performance. And no, it can't do this one. So let's try another one. Now let's see if we can do some rock crawling with this car. So yeah, the brushless motor really should help this one. Also the axle setup is pretty good for rock crawling. So I've got very high hopes with rock crawling. But you know, the incline, yeah, I was a bit disappointed until now. But yeah, let's see if he can recover itself. So it's over the first boulder, so it's looking pretty promising. So let's go the other way around. Let's try to go up again, guys, on this big boulder pile. So I failed to mention that this car doesn't have got any oil shocks. So this car has got friction shocks, and in my opinion, a car of this size, you know, it doesn't need oil shocks. But yeah, everybody's different, but I don't think it's beneficial for a car of this size. But if you want to do some rock bouncing, for example, you know, or just some messing around, obviously oil shocks is the way to go. But you know, small crawler cars which doing things like this, you know, then yeah, in my opinion, you don't need those. So yeah, getting up here, I don't think it's going to make it, or do we? No. Ooh, it's tipping over. Oh no, let's try it one more time. Let's give it one more shot, guys, because I really had some high hopes for this car. So yeah, money-wise, this car will set you back around 70 bucks or something like that. And for the money, you know, you will get a brushless motor, ball bearings inside there, a light system, metal drive shafts, you know. So the package is pretty complete, if you ask me. But until now, performance-wise, this really isn't a real performer. And I think if you're going to remove some accessories, you know, so like the big chunky things at the rear of the car, then that really helps with the performance of this car. Because until now, yeah, we can't get up this big boulder pile, and it's tipping over again. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. But let's drive it around and see how it drives just normally. So guys, this is full speed, and it is a very slow walking pace. So this is more like a rock crawler, and it's not really a trail truck. But the speed, you know, it's all fine. So it's a small brushless motor. We don't have got any 2-speed gearbox or something like that. So the speed, I think that's all fine. But you know, I'm not really sure about this car until now, you know. It just lacks a bit of performance in my opinion. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to play for a couple of more minutes until the battery dies. And then I will come back to you with my final thoughts, because I really had some high hopes for this car. So I will see you in a bit, guys. So guys, that was the driving with this car, and what do I think of it? Well, I'm a bit disappointed unfortunately. So on paper, this car really looked awesome, you know. We've got a brushless motor, we've got ball bearings inside there, metal drive shafts, you know. So on paper, this car really looked amazing. But unfortunately, in the real life, you know, it struggled a little bit with rock rolling and going up some boulders, you know. So, and I think that's all got to do with the weight distribution. So if you buy this car just to have it like this, you know, then it's all fine. But if you want to turn this into a real performer, then you have to do some modifications. So the first thing you have to do, remove some weight from the rear. You know, remove this box, for example, the roof rack as well, and maybe find another place to place the battery, because this car has got too much weight at the rear of the car, and therefore it tumbles over quite a bit. So yeah, on paper, this car really looks amazing. In real life, you know, the appearance of it, yeah, I'm not sure about it. I really like the blue one, but the blue one has got a brushed motor, and this one is brushless. So yeah, for the money, it cost around 70 bucks for the brushless one. So I'll put the link down below so you can check it out for yourself. For the money, I think that this is still a good car, and I think you can have tons of fun. And if you want to turn it into a rock roller, just do some modifications and this will be there. Alright guys, that was it today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you got any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.